The National Peace Officers Memorial Run is arriving in Ottawa, Ontario, Canada, at Parliament Hill, live now. They have been running for 460 kilometers in memory of fallen officers. And they're arriving at the Canadian Police and Peace Officers Memorial. So what you will see in this video is a ceremony that's going to take place down at the Canadian Police and Peace Officers Memorial Pavilion. So we're going to walk down and follow the runners. And you'll be able to see exactly what we're seeing shortly here. So we just have to move the camera. We're going to keep it live, and we're just going to walk. And we're at the rear of the Parliament of Canada right now. It's on Wellington Street in Ottawa, Ontario, Canada.
Yeah.
So we're actually using a laptop here, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to walk with this. We're going to walk over to the memorial. Four peace officers are being added to the Canadian Police and Peace Officers Memorial Wall in 2015, as well as several historical names. And tomorrow, Sunday, September 27th, on the front lawn of Parliament Hill will be the Canadian Police and Peace Officers Memorial Ceremony of Remembrance. We're about to pass some people on bicycles here. Police and peace officers, for the most part. They've participated in what's called the Ride to Remember. And they've actually done a longer distance than the 460K runners. And they arrived about 45 minutes earlier. And they formed an honor guard here to welcome all the runners. So they're all running in the memory of fallen officers. They're all riding their bicycles in memory of fallen officers.
Good job, guys.
Pipe band's just been stood at ease. The honor guard stood at ease. And this is the Canadian Police and Peace Officers Memorial Pavilion. And there will be...
oh yeah,
right? That's where.
they're hydrating.
Hey, Sean, how's it going?
Just one?
There will be a number of speeches that happen here, and just going to walk over and show everybody the wall. And a lot of these officers that are running have people on the wall that they're remembering names of officers killed in the line of duty. This is quite significant for all the officers. Hey, I'm live here, Lori. Do you want to talk about the run here? If you just stand in front of here. Yeah. This is Constable Lori McCann from the Toronto Police Service. And Lori, how was the run to remember this year?
It was fantastic. It was a great 3 days. We had beautiful weather.
Hey.
Sorry, buddy.
It's live. It's live.
Okay, I can still see.
And how was the feeling of with all of the officers that were out there for the last 3 days?
The camaraderie between people that most people have never met before is unbelievable because we're all here for one cause, and one cause being these fallen officers that have given their life.
Okay. Well, thanks for doing this. And what's going on behind here? I just explained it briefly before, but it's obvious.
So what we do, we come in our last leg, right? We've done 460 kilometers. We run into Parliament Hill and come over to the wall of the fallen officers, and we touch every single name on that wall, basically paying our respects for these officers.
Well, thanks a lot for talking with us, Larry.
You're welcome.
Can you grab Matt and tell him to come over here?
He's right there.
Sorry, I didn't know you were live, Laurie.
This is Sergeant Max Small from the Peel Regional Police. And Matt, you're one of the organizers, and you were the person, I believe, that was the master of ceremonies for the launch at the Ontario Police Memorial, which we live streamed. So 3 days on the road, what are your feelings now as the officers come in?
When talking with my colleagues, it's one of those things where it's a bittersweet ending, and you're thinking about making next year that much more better. Again, it's a tough 3 days at times, but again, all you need to do is look to your right or left, see a victim, the family member of one of our victims, and it makes you know that your pain hardly compares to what they're going through.
Well, I know that you and your team and everybody, it's not just you, it's everybody.
Many hands make light work. There's a lot of people behind the scenes that we don't see, and they're doing a lot of good work. And without everybody putting in a team effort, we wouldn't be here today. One of our hashtags was United Together, and that definitely defines what we need us to do.
Well, thanks you for all you do, and thank you to your team. And it's an honor to be here and be able to share this with the world.
Appreciate you covering it.
What did you need?
Forward so we can begin with the closing ceremony.
It's just like, can you?
Do you need me to carry anything for you?
Take that. It's live. Can you put that up on the podium up there by the microphone somewhere?
Yeah.
And just make sure it doesn't get turned off. Thanks. So they're about to get over here and start.
Around the front of the pavilion.
Everybody please gather around front of the pavilion. The ceremony is underway.
I guess in the manner.
Don't let
Good afternoon, bon après-midi. I'm Detective Teresa Kelm of the Ottawa Police Service. Welcome to the National Police Officer Memorial Runners, the Ride to Remember cyclists, distinguished guests, and members of the public to the Canadian National Police Pavilion. Aux coureurs de la course commémorative nationale pour les officiers de la paix, aux cyclistes de la randonnée du souvenir, distingués invités, et aux membres du public visitant le pavillon commémoratif de la police du Canada, bienvenue à tous. Congratulations to the 270 runners and 130 cyclists from 19 law enforcement agencies who have made this 3-day, 460-kilometer journey from the Ontario Police Memorial in Toronto to the National Police Memorial here on Parliament Hill. These runners and cyclists have honored the men and women in law enforcement who have made the ultimate sacrifice for the communities they serve. Ceci marque la 11e édition de la course commémorative nationale pour les officiers de la paix. La première course en 2005 consistait de 24 coureurs de la police régionale de Peel. This run raises funds to ensure that families of fallen officers are provided some monetary assistance to help them through the initial difficult times. To date, we have donated over $200,000 to these various charities and causes. This run also endeavors to raise public awareness to the yearly Canadian Peace Officers Memorial Service that takes place here on Parliament Hill on the last Sunday in September. Tomorrow will mark the 38th Canadian Police and Peace Officers Memorial Service, and we hope to see you all there. Nous tenons à remercier la garde d'honneur ainsi que l'ensemble Pipes and Drums du service de police d'Ottawa pour leur participation aux célébrations aujourd'hui. Thank you to the Ottawa Police Band and Police Honor Guards for taking part in today's celebration. At this time, I would like to take the opportunity to introduce you to our honored guests, some of whom will be making a few comments. The Honorable Yasser Naqvi, MPP, Minister of Community Safety and Correctional Services, Chief Charles Bartolo, the Ottawa Police Service, Staff Superintendent Randy Patrick, Peel Regional Police, the Chair of the National Peace Officers Memorial Run, Deputy Chief Thomas Carrick, the York Regional Police and Ride to Remember Representative, Assistant Commissioner Joe Oliver from the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, a Ride to Remember representative, Aaron Ochakovsky, Chair of Survivors of Law Enforcement, Mr. Bruce Chapman, President of the Police Association of Ontario, Mr. Terry Welsh, retired Staff Sergeant with the Ottawa Police Service, Canadian Memorial Service Coordinator, and Mr. Sergeant Sean Cody, the Vancouver Police, President of the Police and Peace Officers Memorial Ribbon Society. I will now call upon the Honorable Yasser Naqvi, MPP and Minister of Community Safety and Correctional Services to say a few words.
Well, how excited are you to hear from me for one more time? You're gonna thank after this run. Well, I think I've said how incredible of an honor it has been for me to take part in this journey from Queen's Park to Parliament Hill over the last 3 days. I'll be very honest with you. I personally did not estimate the kind of inspiration that I will get from this run. And I owe a huge that of gratitude to every single one of you for the run, for everything that you do. As a Canadian, as an Ontarian, I have to tell you, we are proud of you. Thank you for what you do in our communities to keep us safe. I want to give a special shout out to Seoul, the survivors of law enforcement. What an inspiration they have been to all of us through this run. Thank you to Shelly and the gang for their big smiles, for their big hearts, for encouraging us all through the run. So thank you very much. I hope you get much deserved rest tonight for the memorial service tomorrow, and I look forward to joining you in that service as well. Thank you very much. Merci beaucoup.
Thank you, Mr. Naqvi. J'inviterai maintenant le chef du service de police d'Ottawa, Charles Bordelot, à dire quelques mots.
Thank you very much, TK. So I'm here standing beside Inspector Gina Rosa, who was one of the main organizers of the run in the past number of years. So I'm really proud that you're here today with us, Gina, to celebrate. So welcome, thank you, and congratulations. Welcome to Ottawa, your nation's capital, my hometown. Bienvenue à Ottawa. You know, congratulations to all the runners, the cyclists, for the amazing work that you've done. 460 Ks, an amazing feat. And Minister Anakvi, I was supposed to do this with him officially, and for the record, I backed out. But congratulations to you, and I think it shows the determination and the passion and the commitment that our minister has for policing in Ontario and across Canada. So thank you very much and congratulations. And thank you, all of you, for coming out today, and to the families, the soul, this is for you. We do this for you because we remember the sacrifices of your sons, your daughters, your parents, your brothers and your sisters. You are part of our family. You will be honored forever, and we will honor forever the sacrifice, the ultimate sacrifice that your members committed. So thank you so much for coming out today, and we'll see you out tomorrow. Merci.
Thank you, Chief Bordelot. I will now call upon Staff Superintendent Randy Patrick of the Peel Regional Police, Chair of the National Peace Officers Memorial Run, to say a few words.
Thank you very much. I'll try and be brief as well. First of all, I want to thank the Ottawa Police Service and Chief Bordelot and all his staff, and in particular Gina, for all the help that they provided to us, especially on the back end of the run here in Ottawa. They do a lot of work for us, and we really appreciate it. So thank you. I know most of the people are very familiar with this, but just briefly again, it was back in 2005, what I call our very humble beginnings, when 24 officers from the Peel Regional Police running team decided to run to Parliament Hill from the Ontario Police Memorial to the Canadian Police and Peace Officers Memorial here in Ottawa. And we created a relay that lasted for 3 days. And we grew from there to a point where this year we have 275 runners approximately from 19 different law enforcement agencies participating. So we've come a long way in the 11 years. It was indicated that we raised some money over the last 11 years. We do that mostly through shirt sales. And just point out again that to date, we've donated over $215,000 to the Canadian Police Memorial, Police and Peace Officers Memorial, the Ontario Police Memorial, and as well as several trust funds for the families of those officers who have lost their lives in the line of duty. The fundraising is very important, but our original objective and the main objective of the run is to raise awareness of the memorial service that will take place here tomorrow on Parliament Hill. So we thought we could do that by running through all these little towns and cities between Toronto and Ottawa. And we got a little bit of attention in the early years. We're getting a lot more attention now, especially when we've got 270 runners running through the middle of some of these cities. Really gets people to take notice. So we're raising awareness. We this year our kickoff was very special, and again it helped bring attention to the kickoff and what it was we were trying to do. We had the Premier there, we had Don Cherry there, and of course we had the Minister there as well. And just want to speak about the Minister again. The Minister had indicated that he wanted to come for the 3 days, and he told me that last year in this very spot actually, and he did keep his word. He's been running with us for 3 days, and I just want everybody to know, I said this in Brockville last night, he's not just along for the ride. He has put on an enormous amount of miles, 20K stretches, I believe, at a time. The only thing political that I saw over the whole 3 days was he kept changing hats. Every community we went through, he seemed to have the right hat on. So, and I see he's wearing an Ottawa Police hat here today. So. What really has brought a lot of attention to the run, though, and it's not just that part of it that's important, it's the participation by survivors of law enforcement. That's important to the runners because, and you know, you look around the crowd today, there's a lot of people that are very sore, very tired, they're hurting. But as you're running and you see these ladies and gentlemen out there with us through the day and through the miles, they provide the inspiration that we need to keep moving. So once again, I want to thank Erin and all of her crew for coming out and running with us, and again, providing that inspiration. Thank you very much. I just wanted to point out that there are many other family members of those officers who have lost their lives in the line of duty out amongst us here today. So we thank you for coming. We very, very much appreciate you being here. And you have to know that on the wall behind us here, there's some words etched. They are our heroes. Well, today you are our heroes. And it also says they shall not be forgotten. And I want you to know that you will not be forgotten either. So thank you very much. We'll see you next year.
Thank you, Staff Superintendent Randy Patrick. I will now call upon Deputy Chief Thomas Carrick, York Regional Police, and Ride to Remember representative to say a few words.
Thank you and good afternoon. It is indeed a pleasure to stand before you on behalf of Sergeant Sean Briggs of Niagara Regional Police and Detective Constable Joel Fraser from Peel Regional Police, the leaders of the Ride to Remember. You know, this morning we started out and it was a mere 6 degrees. And if you can picture the fog in the air, the sun just starting to come up, the mist coming off of the water in Brockville, and as we pedal out of town, the faint sound of a bagpipe. And as you get closer, year after year, there's that soul bagpiper paying his tribute, not to us, no, not to the riders, nor to the runners, but to those that have paid the ultimate sacrifice to protect our communities from evil. Those are the men and women that don our uniforms each and every day. They are the guardians of human rights in our country and the protectors of public safety. As we ride 700 kilometers to join you here today, with every hill that depletes our oxygen, with every headwind that challenges our spirit, we reflect on those that made the ultimate sacrifice and know that our pain is only for a moment. And it reminds us that the survivors of law enforcement, they had no choice. We chose to do the ride. You did not make the choice to live with the pain of losing a loved one. And we thank you. We ride for you. We ride for our heroes, so they will forever be remembered. Although this afternoon ends a 700-kilometer journey, let it be said that it is only the beginning of a legacy that will continue. It started 15 years ago when Niagara Regional Police started the Ride to Remember. And we ride so our heroes will be remembered. And I salute those that rode. Your deeds have spoken. Thank you.
Thank you, Deputy Chief. I will now call upon Ottawa Police Retired Staff Sergeant Terry Welsh, a Canadian Memorial Service Coordinator, to say a few words.
Thank you very much. On behalf of the Canadian Police and Peace Officers Memorial and the board that represents the group, I want to thank you very much for your efforts in coming out here today, supporting the families that are here today from across Canada and the families that have come back to join us to celebrate and to make sure we don't forget those we're honoring this year. Unfortunately, this year we're adding 12 names to the tablets. And on that note, the tablets, which we consider sacred ground, will be moving next year to the east side of the hill to allow what you see here, construction moving a little further along. So next year, the east side, we'll put out a number of things, information bulletins to allow you to plenty of time to know where it's in, but basically around the famous 5 women monument over there on the east side. Again, I thank Randy Patrick and his organization for the efforts they have. As explained, 15 years is tremendous. This is our 38th year on the Hill, and we hope to continue showing the support to the families as we have been. Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you, Mr. Welsh. I will now call upon Aaron Ochakovsky, Chair of Survivors of Law Enforcement, to say a few words.
First off, I want to thank all of you for making the journey here. Even if you just did a little bit or the end, like I said yesterday, every step that you take means something to us. I want to thank Randy and everybody that takes, I know, a year to plan this every year. And thank you for letting us tag along. There's really no words to say to all of you. You've all done this year after year, or even this year, to honor all the names on the wall and our husbands and loved ones. I know they would probably be embarrassed to see all of you out there doing this for them, but they're really proud of you, just like the rest of us. And we're so grateful for your support. We organized Soul because we needed that support group. And this weekend every year, we know that we will never be left behind because of all of you. So thank you very much.
Thank you all for making time to remember my dad and all the fallen officers and their families. Thank you.
Thank you, Aaron and Owen. The National Peace Officers Memorial Runners would like to recognize the officers who in the past year have valiantly sacrificed their lives while serving their community and country by presenting to their families, friends, and co-workers framed pictures of the National Canadian Police Pavilion. The first presentation will honor the life of Correctional Officer Rhonda Commodore of the Manitoba Corrections Service, who lost her life serving her community on November the 6th, 2014. I would like to ask Staff Superintendent Randy Patrick from the Peel Regional Police, the Honorable Yasser Naqvi, Youth Correction Officers Olga Sage and Marco Lawrence of the Ontario Youth Corrections, and Constable Bob Hackenbrook of the Peel Regional Police, to please come forward to present to the Commodore family. I would now ask Blanche and Tony, Rhonda's parents, Rick, Rhonda's brother, and Anthony's, Rhonda's son, to please come forward. A second presentation will be given to the Commodore family from Vancouver Police Sergeant Sean Cody from the Police and Peace Officers Memorial Ribbon Society.
First of all, congratulations on such a great run and a great cause. The Police and Peace Officers Memorial Ribbon Society is a national charity created to honor and recognize those police and peace officers that die every year protecting our communities. On average, we lose 5 officers a year, and we honor these sacrifices through the wearing of a memorial ribbon, a blue over black ribbon pinned with a generic badge. The ribbon has become the official national symbol for mourning whenever an officer dies in the line of duty, as well as for the memorial on Parliament every year. These ribbons are sold by donation to friends, colleagues, and anyone wishing to show support. The money raised goes towards memorials like the national one. We've also funded different monuments right across Canada. And presently, we're in the process of creating one in Quebec for both police and peace officers. We also have the Memorial Ribbon Scholarship, which is presently supporting 6 children of fallen officers with post-secondary education. Not only do we honor our fallen heroes, but we also honor and remember the families. One way we do this is through the presentation of a print called Salute to Our Fallen Heroes. This is basically the pavilion that you see behind us with the hats of the fallen officers laid on the stairs, and the presenting officers saluting those hats representing all officers. And within the pavilion, just off to the right, you'll see the spirits of all the officers since Confederation returning that salute. Saluting is the highest compliment one can give. Today, along with the Manitoba Corrections, we'll be presenting this print to the family of Correctional Officer Rhonda Commodore.
Good afternoon, Blanche Commodore, Tony, and our grandson Anthony. We are overwhelmed by the support and the respectful and honorable way you are giving to our daughter. She was the best daughter in the world, and we hope that we can honor her and raise her son the way she would want. We thank you for all your support. Thank you very much. It's overwhelming.
Thank you, Blanche. The second presentation will honor the life of Constable David Wynn, Royal Canadian Mounted Police officer who lost his life serving his community on January 21st, 2015. I would like to ask the following officers from the Royal Canadian Mounted Police: Assistant Commissioner Joe Oliver, Inspector John Barini, and Constable James Cook, who will be presenting to the family, along with Staff Superintendent Randy Patrick, to please come forward. I would also ask the Wynn family to please come forward.
Before we begin with the presentation, I'll just offer a few words on behalf of the RCMP. I thank you all for coming out, and I think you'll agree with me that today we've been blessed by such a wonderful day to honor our family members and fallen colleagues with the sun and the warmth of the friendship that we have here amongst us. I would also like to thank members who participated in the run and who organized the Ride to Remember and the Run to Remember. On behalf of the family members and the members of the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, thank you for carrying on the memories of our colleagues and our fallen family members. As many of you may be aware, I come from a family of police officers. And just 2 years ago, my son's name, Adrian, was added to the honor roll. His twin brother, Benjamin, is a serving member with the Royal Canadian Mounted Police in British Columbia. So I'm speaking to you both as a police officer and a family who has lost someone and whose name appears on the memorial wall. So to the Wynn family, we know that this weekend will be very emotional, but just take comfort in knowing that you have a large family here to support you, and that David's memory will be honored and remembered. I assure you of that. Thank you.
The third presentation will honor the life of Commercial Vehicle Safety Enforcement Officer Tony Christensen, British Columbia Commercial Vehicle Safety Enforcement, who lost his life serving his community on February the 1st, 2015. I would like to ask Cindy Whitelaw from the Waterloo Regional Police Service, Acting Staff Sergeant Alison Cookson of the Ottawa Police Service, who will be presenting to the family along with Staff Superintendent Randy Patrick to please come forward. I would also ask a representative of the Christensen family and Officer Chris Thompson from British Columbia Commercial Vehicle Safety Enforcement to please come forward. Officer Thompson was Officer Christensen's partner at the time of his death. The fourth presentation will honor the life of Constable Dan Woodhull, who lost his life serving his community on June the 8th, 2015. I would like to ask Detective John Ling, the Toronto Police Service, and Acting Sergeant Julie Padden of the Ontario Provincial Police, who will be presenting to the family along with Staff Superintendent Randy Patrick to please come forward. I would also now ask Sergeant Major Gary Cook from the Edmonton Police Service, who will be accepting on behalf of the Woodhull family to please come forward.
The Edmonton area suffered 2 losses this year. Constable Wynne and Constable Woodhull. I was able to attend both ceremonies. I want to thank agencies from across Canada and North America for the outpouring of sympathy and compassion that was shown towards both the RCMP service and to the Edmonton Police Service. Claire wanted to be here today, however, she will be attending the provincial ceremony in Edmonton tomorrow. So again, on behalf of Chief Rod Connect, the Woodhull family, and the Edmonton Police Service, I thank you very much.
Thank you, Sergeant Major Gary Cook. Every year, the National Peace Officers Memorial Run makes a donation to the Canadian Police and Peace Officers Memorial to assist with the funding of the annual memorial service. Staff Superintendent Randy Patrick will be presenting the first donation. I would ask retired Staff Sergeant Terry Welsh, Canadian Memorial Service Coordinator, and Mr. Bruce Chapman of the Police Association of Ontario to please come forward to accept this donation on behalf of the Canadian Police and Peace Officers Memorial.
I'd just like to say a few words on behalf of the Police Association of Ontario, the Toronto Police Association, the Ontario Provincial Police Association, and the Canadian Police Association and its president, Tom Stackamatras, for what an inspiration the runners and the riders are. We are indebted to you, and you are an inspiration to all of us. So thank you very much to all of the time and effort that you spent to do this and to raise funds for such a worthy cause. My last comments will be to members of survivors of law enforcement. You will always have our support. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chapman. I would now ask the runners from Team Ottawa to please come forward. Chair Staff Superintendent Randy Patrick will be accepting a check from Team Ottawa on behalf of the National Peace Officers Memorial Run. Thank you, Team Ottawa, for that $3,000 check. Ceci nous amène à la conclusion de la cérémonie. Merci à nos invités spéciaux ainsi qu'aux membres de la communauté pour leur participation à la 11e édition de la course commémorative nationale pour les officiers de la paix. This now concludes our ceremony. Thank you to our special guests and members of the public for attending the 11th Annual Peace Officers Memorial Run ceremony. Thank you.